board Sunil Subramaniam and find out where he sees value within the auto pack right now. Sunil, hi, good to have you on the show as always. TVS is making new highs, M&M sitting on new highs, Tata Motors, Maruti already clocking fresh peaks. Where within autos do you find value to add afresh?
Actually, as the previous speaker spoke, right? Yeah, obviously, two-wheelers with the growth in rural demand are obviously were not the hottest peak last year, but are showing better numbers and will do so through the summer. But I also feel that even within the cars it was the SUVs and the cars valued above 7-8 lakhs, which where the demand was there. This is part of that premiumization that we are talking in the consumer space. The bottom of the pyramid, entry-level cars and all that in the past haven't done well, but I do expect that along with two-wheelers, entry-level passenger cars will also show a bounce back, and hence I'm bullish even on a car where the car manufacturers who are having a large in the budget segment, right? I think would still be a value. I also have a slightly contra opinion to his view that commercial vehicles, I still feel that with the capex cycle from the government started and the private sector coming on board, you are going to see, and even with an election year, you're going to see a lot of jeeps and trucks moving around. There is going to be heavy vehicle moving. So I believe we are in a fairly secular, logistics cycle happening along with the capex cycle. So to me, commercial vehicles still remain a good buy. Farm equipment and all that, I agree with him because one uncertainty on the monsoon. Last monsoon was not great, so we'd rather wait and watch for the farm equipment side for how the monsoon pans out. But otherwise, I think passenger vehicles and commercial low entry level passenger vehicles as well as commercial vehicles are add to the two-wheeler pack.
So point taken on the auto pack and where you see value right now. But Sunil, what about the PSU pack as a whole? There's no stopping this rally.
See, there's ample liquidity in the market. The domestic SIP book has touched 19,000 crores, and 30% of that is in mid and small caps. And then you have another 30% in multi caps, where you'll say half of it is eligible to buy mid and small caps. So now to 19,000 crores, you have 45% of that money eligible to buy mid and small cap. Now, if you look at the valuations, right, overall market valuations are not cheap, right? So when then you are trying to use valuation as a filter, the public sector always being at a discount to the private sector for various reasons, right? Professionalism, government ownership, high dividend payouts. These are all the things which have dragged them down from a price to book or a price to earnings relative to their private sector competitors. But when you have so much liquidity chasing, right, then that price becomes attractive. You say, what is my margin of safety? Can this go down? Obviously, it was already very down. It can't go down very much more. So there is that incremental liquidity being diverted towards the lower PE, lower price to book status of public sector companies, and they're enjoying that ride, right? Now, if you ask me, fundamentally, has anything changed in the public sector, the way they do the business or the potential? One space I see, that is the space where, like a public sector bank, for example, if corporate lending is to pick up with the private sector capex cycle, I would say public sector banks have a much greater market share because they've historically been the leaders in that space. So there are pockets where public sector would get a leadership status in the coming months and years, and those are definitely then both from a valuation plus a growth perspective attractive to buy. But in a lot of other spaces, I think that it's just the low PE which is driving up. So it's more of a saying that it can't fall any lower, but there's a lot of upside potential. So liquidity is chasing it. So I would still be cautious, pick good quality companies with good management, good professionalism in their management, and their sector should look good. With this filter, then yes, public sector is a good buy.
In fact, that's exactly the voice that we've been getting from most of the experts we've been chatting with all throughout, that there's still value on the table when it comes to PSUs. Here's a slice of our interaction and what market men told us.